Let me get this straight. In the same city where we declared our independence in 1776, the now current mayor of Philadelphia, Cherelle Parker, is planning to hoist the flag of the Chinese Communist Party, the standard bearer of communism, in an upcoming ceremony. How did we get here?
You know, it's astounding that we got here, but it's because, these sort of leftist control, progressive control cities like Philadelphia, unfortunately, don't know where their true loyalties and allegiances are, right? If you go to China, you will never see an American flag being flown at a Chinese city hall, but that's the situation we have in American cities.
And House Select Committee on China Chairman John Mulliner has issued a letter to Mayor Parker, urging her to stand down on this upcoming flag-raising ceremony. What happens next?
I think now the city of Philadelphia has a choice to make, right? Are they an American city that has played a pivotal role in the American founding, and are they going to inherit that legacy? Or are they going to continue down this road where they're going to renege on their legacy? I think it's very important to know that this program, this flag-raising program, it was part of a diversity DEI initiative, right? It was a DEI initiative to be more respectful to the immigrant community that allowed for the Chinese Communist Party to say, oh, well, we're going to have our flag be flown as well. And this sort of DEI initiative is corroding the values of our America's founding city, and this needs to stop. And I hope they do stop.
I mean, this all seems very unprecedented. Is there any precedent of us hosting this kind of formal ceremony that's set to take place, hoisting the standard bearer of communism or any other country's flag in this same manner?
Again, these are the things that keep me up at night, because I wish I could say this is the first time I've seen it, but you go to San Francisco, another progressive-run city, and they've been hosting up the flag of the Chinese Communist Party for years, for decades at this point. And then you look at stories in New York about how they're in CCP cells that have been running roughshod and manipulating elections in favor of Democrats over there, and there's so much concerns like that. It's everywhere, and it's ubiquitous. And so I wish I could say this is an isolated problem to Philadelphia, but that's not the case.
So is this House committee going to be successful in their plea to the Philadelphia mayor to not hoist the Chinese Communist Party flag?
I hope they're successful. I think the ball is in the court of the city of Philadelphia and their mayor, right? I think the chairman made a reasonable plea that, hey, the flag of the Chinese Communist Party and the Chinese government does not represent our value. And I think he had in heart-to-heart as an American that this flag does not represent who we are, and it should not be flown and honored. But unfortunately, we will see whether that gets through to the people of the political elite of Philadelphia.
How do we prevent this from happening again?
I think there just needs to be what the chairman did, what Chairman Mulliner did was great in terms of, sunshine is the best disinfectant, right? There's all these sort of, Chinese government influence operations happening all across the country. And, I think with the average citizen, Democrat or Republican, when they hear stories like this, they're astounded and they're horrified. And I think what we need to do is keep the drumbeat up. And every time there's these sort of cases of progressive-run cities that kowtow to the Chinese Communist Party, we need to put them on blast, like the chairman did, and give them a hard time so that they know that this is not something that is allowed within our political conversation.
And as I recall, this is the same Philadelphia mayor who couldn't spell the name of their NFL team, the Eagles, a little bit earlier this year. Let's roll that clip.
Listen, we've got to do this. Let me hear you all say, E-L-G-S-E-S, Eagles! Let's go, Birds!
So there's that, Yushi. I mean,
it's astounding. I mean, my fiance is a Philly girl, and if she saw that clip, I'm sure she would be offended. Honestly, right? It seems like the Philly mayor doesn't understand how to spell the Eagles, and maybe doesn't understand the threat posed by the Chinese Communist Party. But ultimately, this at some point you can only say you're ignorant of the CCP's threat for so long. We've seen so many cases of the Chinese Communist Party influencing and infiltrating local government that maybe 5-10 years ago you could have said, I don't understand the threat of the CCP. I don't even know what it is. But I don't think that sort of ignorance stands at this point.